everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Danika and today's video is going to be a makeup look for a girls' night out. I'm going to keep it pretty simple so that you can follow along at home and recreate this look, and then I'm also going to style my hair. I also want to address the elephant in the room, which is this big bandage on the side of my face. I recently had Mohs surgery and that was just 2 days ago, so it's healed. It has to be covered for the next week. And yeah, so I'm just gonna be putting makeup on the remaining part of my face. Thankfully, it's over here, so it can kind of be hidden. So that works for me. And we are going to get started with our makeup application.
First, I'm going to be going in with the Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation in the shade Nude. I did one pump on my brush, and now I am buffing it into my skin. As you can see, I'm using circular motions, which is really effective in spreading that product out. Since I didn't dot it over my face or anything, I'm really just moving it around with the brush at this point. And then I'm going back in with about a half a pump on the other side and working that in. Again, just buffing it, circular motions, and really blending it into my skin. I left quite a bit of footage in this video just so you can see the amount I take to really blend in all of the steps. And this just ensures that your foundation will look more like skin. The more you blend and buff it and push it into the skin, it's going to look smoother. Next, we're going in with the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind in the color Ivory. And I'm going to place this under my eyes in a triangle motion. As you can see, this formula is a thinner formula, so it's great for every day. It wears really nicely and it still gives you a good amount of coverage without being too thick. And I also placed it down the center of my face as well. And then I'm going back with my same e.l.f. foundation brush and blending in this concealer. I did this just so you guys can see that you don't need a million brushes or sponges out. You can do this with the same brush as well. And for the concealer, I'm using more pressing motions because I really don't want to move that concealer around all that much. I want it to stay concentrated where I put it. I just want to blend out the harsh edges. So for that, I'm going to use the pressing motion instead of a swirling circular motion. Next is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus powder, and I'm going to set my under eyes with this like so. Love this brush for setting the eye area. This powder is finely milled and it really smooths out the skin so beautifully. It's just a great powder. I feel like it's very underrated. I switched to a fluffy powder brush and pressing the powder all over my skin with this. Next, we're going to brows. This is the e.l.f. Instant Brow Lift in neutral brown. I'm gonna comb my brows upwards so I can see my shape better. And this just gets all the hairs going in the right direction. Then I'm going to start at my arch and work my way outwards, filling in any gaps. And I'm also going to create a little bit more of an arch on this brow so it has a little more lift to it. Then I'm switching to the underside of the brow. And as I move towards the center, I'm using a lighter hand because I want it to be a little softer. I make my brows pretty square in the front, so I'm just filling in that front area a little more and then going back to the spoolie and blending it out so it looks a little more natural. Loving how that brow looks, and now I'm going to duplicate it on the other side. Woohoo! Brows are done. Next, we are going on to the e.l.f. Sunkissed bronzer. This is a mineral bronzer, super easy to blend, and I'm just starting where I would put contour, so a little bit below my cheekbone, and then lifting it a little bit upwards for a bronzed look. I forgot I had a bandage on this side when I went to bronze. This is just really bringing color back into my face And for a little more contour shape to my face, I'm going to squeeze my brush to make it smaller and place that directly in the contour of my cheek. And as you can see, the color is a little darker there. Here's the Milani Luminoso blush. I'm going to focus this right above where I put that contour. I've been really loving blush lately. I think it's so beautiful, and I just put on a lot these days. So I'm also going to bring it over my nose and onto the other apple of my cheek. So cute. This blush is absolutely great. Highly recommend it. Next, I'll be highlighting with the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in Precious Petals. This is a beautiful champagne-y glow. Pretty much my go-to highlighter these days. And I'm going to put this on my cheekbones. And I love bringing highlight onto the apples of my cheeks. So you'll see me kind of bring it down a little bit. And then this is like the C curve. So the temple and the brow bone get some highlight too to really provide a nice glow. I love highlighting my nose, so you can bet I'm going to do that. And then the Cupid's bow as well. Now we're moving into eyes. This is the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in Cosmic Charge. And it literally fell out, and I was shocked because I thought that the product filled up that whole container, but it's actually just a little eyeshadow pan. And look at that, guys. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. Love their eyeshadows. ColourPop is a great brand. So I'm just using my finger and swiping this over my eyelid. It has tons of dimension in it, lots of reflect, so as you can see, as my eyelid moves, it shines, it sparkles, it changes colors a little bit. It's just such a cool eyeshadow, so that goes all over the lid. Now we're going to go back into that e.l.f. bronzer, and I'm actually going to use an eyeshadow brush and soften the edges of my eyeshadow, as well as pull some eyeshadow outward. So this is just going to extend my eye. And for this step, I'm really just matching my eyeshadow to the shape of my eyebrow on top. And a staple in my personal routine is a liquid cat eye liner. So I'm using the NYX matte black liquid liner. This is my go-to for years and years and years. I love this liquid liner. And I'm just drawing a thin line along my lash line, starting out really thin, and then you can always thicken it as you go. I really like that this brush is super fine, so that helps. And then I'm drawing my wing up towards the edge of my eyebrow and then connecting it on top and filling it in. And I'm so proud of myself for getting that in the shot perfectly for you guys, because that part's really hard to do on camera. I did my other eye off camera. Now I'm just checking out my blush and bronzer situation and deciding I wanted to blend it out just a little bit to soften it. And now to apply some falsies. I'm going to put some adhesive on the strip lash. I'm loving this one from Kiss. And this is my biggest tip. While the lash glue is on the lash, you want to bend it, bend it, bend it, and get it nice and curved for your eye. If your eyelash lifts in the corners, it's probably because it's too straight and it's not curved enough, so that's what helps with that. Yay, one lash on and another lash on. Now I'm blending it out with my favorite Thrive Cosmetics mascara. Shout out to my bestie Megan for actually getting this mascara for me. She's so sweet. She's been loving it and she wanted me to try it too. I will say this is the only mascara that does not transfer on myself personally. If you have trouble with raccoon eyes as the day goes on, I definitely recommend trying this mascara because it has really held up on the sweatiest days for me. And I'm going to put some on my lower lashes as well, and I want you to see the difference this makes. Like, look how much bigger my one eye looks with that. and this mascara will not move until I am ready to wash it off at night, which I love. I'm highlighting my inner corners of the eye with the Mega Glow highlighter again, just to brighten things up, and I'm adding a little bit more concentrated under my eyebrow bone. And lastly, we've got to go in with lips. This is the L'Oreal Paris Liquid Lipstick in Ivory. And if you are not a fan of matte liquid lipsticks because they're too drying, I would recommend this formula. It's one of the lightest formulas I've ever used. It stays on your lips really well, and it's very comfortable. So I think they did a really good job at creating a unique liquid lipstick formula. This shade is very flattering. It's just like a nice mauve-y color. And there's makeup.
Makeup portion is done. Now onto the hair. So I just blow dried my hair off camera. While I was doing my makeup, I had a couple products in my hair. So I had the It's a 10 Leave-In Miracle Conditioner. I spray this really heavily all throughout my extensions and the ends of my hair. This is my real hair. It's pretty fragile from being blonde, so I make sure I get it all into my real hair there, and then all the way down into my ends liberally. And then I run this Moroccan oil treatment through my ends as well. This is the light formula, and I absolutely love this for my extensions. I use this every night, again, a good amount. I do like a pump per side pretty much, and I have loved this oil for a long time. Highly recommend it. I was gonna see if this has heat protectant, but I do not believe this does. The Olaplex one will protect your hair from heat. Love that one too, but this one is just an oil. I brush my extensions with a Tangle Teaser. So you wanna start at the bottom, work your way up, get out all of the tangles, smooth it out. Oh, and I blow dried my hair with this Rose Gold Conair blow dryer. I will link this below. I believe I got it at Target. It's pretty good. It has multiple settings down here, a cool blast, and it has a couple different attachments for the end of the blow dryer. So I just rough dried this, and I put my hair in sections, and I focus it on the base of my extensions because that is where moisture holds the most, and then just gently do the ends and the other part of my hair because that dries a little faster. Now I'm gonna section out my hair, so I am going to grab my top weft and separate it, scoop it up on top. And for curling, I'm going to be using my T3 curling iron. This is the 1 1/4 barrel. Gonna spray some heat protectant. This is the Amika The Shield, and it protects up to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm just going to spray this. I want to make sure I get it on my own hair. I definitely had some technical difficulties curling my hair because I realized I'm running out of time and it's freaking me out. So I went and curled the rest off camera, and when I get better at curling, I'll give you guys more information on that. But I'm just gonna brush out my curls a little bit, blend everything together. Sweating through my bandage. Here is the final hair and makeup look. My hair is so long, I have to back up for you. Just loose waves and a nice little look for dinner. So I love this eyeshadow because it's just one eyeshadow, but it has so much dimension to it that it looks like you put in a little more effort than you actually did. I also used all affordable makeup products in this tutorial, so I'll leave everything linked below if you want to shop some of the products. Thank you so much for supporting my YouTube channel and watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!